What if you could automate your business workflows by simply typing in a phrase? Meet the game-changing AI prompts in Power Apps and Power Automate that can turn simple inputs into powerful outputs. But how does this compare to AI models? Stick around because the difference could completely transform how you approach automation.
You're listening to the End May 65 show, the ultimate podcast for all things Microsoft 365. Whether you're an IT pro, a power user, or just getting started, we break down the latest updates, share productivity tips, and dive deep into tools like Teams, SharePoint, Power BI, Power Platform, and more.
Every time we bring you real-world insights, expert interviews, and the stories that matter, helping you make the most out of your modern workplace. So grab your headphones, get comfortable, and let's unlock the full potential of Microsoft 365. This is the Master 65 show, where work gets smarter.
The two faces of AI in Power Apps, prompts versus buzz models. AI Builder brings two impressive tools to the table, AI prompts and AI models, but understanding the difference isn't always straightforward. One focuses on giving you creative on-the-spot content, while the other is all about structured, repetitive tasks. The question is, how do you know which tool is right for the job? Choosing without fully grasping their purpose can lead to wasted effort, inefficiency, and sometimes just plain frustration. So let's break it down and clear the air. At a high level, AI prompts are built on large language models. Think of tools like ChatGPT, but integrated directly into Power Apps and Power Automate. They let you input short commands or descriptions and generate tailored responses based on those inputs. This is dynamic content generation at its finest. On the other hand, AI models are pre-built or customizable AI tools designed for automating specific tasks. Instead of creativity, these models focus on taking structured inputs and producing highly accurate outputs. The difference? Prompts are flexible and can adapt quickly to different scenarios, while models lock in on precision. Here's an easy way to imagine it. Let's say you're trying to improve your customer service workflow. AI prompts could be used to generate an email reply that matches the tone and content of a customer query. You provide it with some basic details, maybe the customer's concern, and a phrase like "respond kindly and professionally," and it drafts an appropriate email response. On the other side, you might have an AI model trained to extract details like customer names, invoice numbers, or order amounts from emails or documents. The model doesn't just interpret text like the prompt does, it systematically identifies and organizes the data you need, cutting down manual work. Already, you can see how the two tools serve completely different purposes. For many Power Apps users, the real challenge is deciding which tool belongs in which part of the workflow. The confusion makes sense. AI prompts are newer to the platform, so some users are drawn to their creativity and adaptability, but this doesn't mean they're the right choice all the time. Misusing them in scenarios that require strict accuracy, like filling out financial records, can cause errors that need manual corrections later. Similarly, using AI models for creative tasks like generating marketing copy would miss the mark, as these models are built for predictability, not variety. Mistakes like these don't just waste time, they waste AI credits, which are essentially the currency for running AI Builder tools within Power Apps. Now, let's look deeper at how these distinctions start to unlock their potential. AI prompts, drawing from advanced large language models like GPT 3.5 or GPT-4, thrive on providing responses that feel natural or human. These are perfect for scenarios where adaptability matters. Think about how marketers often need headline suggestions or quick taglines for social media posts. You give a prompt like "create a friendly Instagram caption for a new product launch," and it delivers. The output can always be regenerated or fine-tuned based on slight changes to your input, giving you control over the final content, even though the AI is doing the heavy lifting. In contrast, AI models are more specialized in scope. These are tools that sharpen their focus over time, especially when you create a custom model tailored to your specific business needs. Automating tedious data-heavy processes like expense report approvals, inventory counts, or compliance documentation is where this tool shines. Let's say you need to extract information from hundreds of scanned invoices. A pre-trained AI model can not only detect labels like invoice number and total due, but also organize that data into a spreadsheet seamlessly. If one of those invoices is missing a field, the model flags it for review, minimizing oversight. Both tools in their own way are powerful. But here's the thing, they're only as effective as how well you understand their limitations. AI prompts are great at producing ideas, summaries, or suggestions, but they're not designed to ensure factual accuracy. If your work requires strict validation, like government compliance, AI models are the better choice. At the same time, relying on AI models for every repetitive task might be overkill. Some workflows, like crafting unique customer messages, need more variability in output, making AI prompts the better fit. So far, these examples give us a foundation for understanding where each tool belongs. But it's worth noting that the versatility of AI prompts often leads users to overlook their capabilities as a programming partner. For instance, if you need a summary of customer feedback from sales chat logs, you could create a prompt that breaks down sentiment data into easy-to-read language. Something like, summarize this text into 3 key points with a positive tone, would take raw data and create something instantly actionable. On the other side of the spectrum, the rigidity of AI models isn't a drawback, it's where their strengths lie. Models can't brainstorm for you, but they can tirelessly process thousands of records accurately every single time. Here's a key insight. Treating these tools as interchangeable is a mistake. They share the same AI builder ecosystem and can even be used seamlessly within the same workflows, but they depend on completely different principles. AI prompts rely on carefully written inputs to shape their outputs. If the input is vague or poorly structured, the result might not serve your needs. Meanwhile, AI models require you to invest time upfront to train or configure them. That process might seem tedious, but it ensures their output aligns with your business needs. In fact, the time you invest in training them pays off in the long run with automation that scales effortlessly. Ultimately, the takeaway here is simple but vital. AI prompts are best for creative or flexible tasks that require human-like inputs and outputs. AI models, however, are your go-to for precision and efficiency on structured tasks. Together, they complement each other beautifully, bridging the gap between creativity and automation. By understanding when to lean on one over the other, you'll not only streamline your workflows, but also optimize your use of AI builder credits. In the rest of this video, we'll explore how each tool operates under the hood. How do prompts process language to create natural and human-like outputs? What does it take to set up an AI model that handles repetitive processing like a pro? By digging deeper into their mechanics, you'll gain a practical understanding of their strengths and even uncover a few strategies for combining their powers within a single workflow. Let's jump in. How AI prompts work their magic. Have you ever wondered how a short phrase can turn into a full piece of meaningful content? That's exactly the magic of AI prompts within Microsoft's Power Apps. These prompts operate on advanced large language models, specifically GPT 3.5 or GPT 4, to process the inputs you provide and generate custom outputs tailored to your needs. This isn't just about typing a few words and hoping for the best. It's about designing instructions that can transform basic text into something truly useful, whether it's an email draft or a marketing headline. At their core, AI prompts are incredibly dynamic. They can be built around static inputs, such as a fixed string of text, or dynamic ones that pull real-time information from data sources connected through Power Apps or Power Automate. But here's the catch. While the process feels deceptively simple, the results you get hinge almost entirely on one factor: how effectively you craft your prompts. A vague or overly broad input might not give you what you're looking for, which is why mastering prompt creation is such a crucial skill for making the most of these tools. So what does it take to craft a good prompt? The key lies in clarity and context. Think of it this way: every word in your prompt acts as a set of instructions to the model. The better your instructions, the better your output. For example, let's say you're handling customer emails. You could input a prompt as simple as summarize this email, but you're likely to get a generic response. Instead, you could design a more specific instruction like analyze this customer complaint email and provide a 3-sentence response apologizing for the delay, offering a voucher code, and suggesting ways to resolve the issue. That level of specificity directs the AI to generate content that's not just appropriate but actionable. Another powerful customization option that AI prompts allow is adjusting something called the temperature setting. If you've never heard of the term, it might sound a bit technical, but it's essentially a creativity control. A low temperature, let's say around 0.2, yields consistent and precise outputs. This might be useful for scenarios where you need uniformity, such as generating template-based customer responses. On the other hand, a higher temperature, closer to 0.7 or 0.8, adds more variation to the output, giving you diverse ideas or creative phrasing. For something like brainstorming taglines for a product launch, a higher temperature setting would encourage the AI to think outside the box, so to speak. The beauty of this system is how customizable it is to match the intent of your task. Let's keep things practical with a real-world example. Imagine you've just received a lengthy customer support email. Instead of manually reading and deciding how to respond, you could set up a flow in Power Automate that uses an AI prompt to handle the heavy lifting. By feeding that email and a clearly defined instruction into the AI model, it could analyze the content, summarize the key issues, and even draft a response. For instance, your prompt could read, "Summarize this email in 3 sentences, focusing on tone, urgency, and the key issue raised by the customer." Within seconds, you receive a polished response that's ready for review, significantly cutting down on time spent crafting each reply from scratch. Similarly, you might need something creative, like a snappy caption for social media. Just type "create a friendly Instagram caption announcing our winter sale" as your prompt, and the AI generates a sentence such as, "Warm up your wardrobe with our winter sale, 50% off select items this week only." If that's not quite what you're looking for, you can tweak your inputs or adjust the temperature for more variations. But there's one thing to keep in mind here. Not all workflows benefit equally from the flexibility of AI prompts. That's why understanding their limitations is just as important as knowing how to leverage their strengths. AI prompts thrive on adaptability and creativity. They're perfect for generating ideas, summarizing information, or producing natural language responses. However, they're not built for precision-based tasks that require exact outputs or strict data handling. If you're trying to extract specific fields from a document for record keeping, for instance, relying on a generative prompt might lead to inconsistencies. And this is where AI models with precision-driven capabilities might outperform prompts altogether. But we'll discuss that in the next section. Before diving into those limitations, it's also worth exploring the ways AI prompts can structure their outputs. Customizing the output format is another powerful feature that adds structure to the generated content, especially when you're working with a downstream process or application. Let's say you need the output of your prompt in a structured format like JSON. You can define this within your instruction. For example, convert this customer review into a JSON object with keys for name, rating, and comment. This ensures the output doesn't lose its usability when exported to another system, like Power BI or a data collection workflow. All these features, the ability to define inputs, adjust temperature settings, and format outputs, make AI prompts a highly versatile tool. But with great flexibility comes the importance of well-thought-out design. Poorly designed prompts not only lead to irrelevant or confusing outputs, they can also lead to wasted AI credits, which are a limited resource tied to Power Apps usage. For example, a vague request like "write a good response to this email" might require multiple retries to get the right results, costing you more credits than if you had been specific from the start. Adding clear boundaries in your instructions, time limits, tone specifications, or even word counts can help optimize both the process and the credit consumption. Now let's go a bit deeper into the idea of using temperature as a creative tool. By increasing the temperature setting, you essentially make the AI less predictable, enabling it to come up with more novel or imaginative outputs. For instance, if your input is "suggest 5 creative taglines for eco-friendly water bottles," the AI might offer you a mix of predictable ideas at low settings, but could give more inventive, unexpected options when the temperature is raised. On the flip side, lowering the setting ensures the AI sticks closely to learned patterns, offering reliable and somewhat standard results. It all comes down to balancing these configurations based on what the task demands. Ultimately, here's the key takeaway. AI prompts are only as versatile as the instructions you design. Every step from crafting your input to tweaking the temperature directly shapes the output, so spending a bit more time fine-tuning your prompts can dramatically improve the results. For creative or open-ended tasks, they shine bright. But for tasks that require airtight accuracy, they may not always be the ideal solution. That's where AI models come into play, bringing strengths in precision and automation that complement the adaptiveness of prompts. In the next section, we'll explore those strengths in detail and look at the situations where AI models outperform AI prompts. By the time we're done, you'll have a clear sense of when to reach for that adaptable AI prompt and when to rely on the precision of a trained AI model. Let's take a closer look. Unlocking the power of AI models. What if your AI could be tailored to solve your exact business problem, no matter how specific? That's the power behind Microsoft's AI models. Unlike AI prompts, which respond dynamically to fluid instructions, AI models are purpose-built for repetitive and structured processes. These models thrive in tasks like analyzing large volumes of data, organizing unstructured information, or even recognizing patterns in images. Whether it's a pre-built option you can use out of the box or a custom model tailored to your needs, they're designed to handle types of work that might otherwise take hours to manage manually. Now, let's start with pre-built AI models. These are ready-made tools for tasks most businesses encounter on a daily basis. Things like extracting data from business cards, sorting through receipts, or analyzing the overall tone of a piece of text. One of the simplest examples is the business card reader. Imagine attending a trade show and leaving with a handful of business cards. Instead of manually typing names, contact information, and company details into your CRM system, the business card reader model can do it for you. Similarly, tools like receipt processing can take invoices you've scanned and pull out structured information like the vendor name, total amount, and due date, no manual data entry required. Because these tools are pre-trained by Microsoft's AI team, they come with a level of reliability and efficiency from the moment you enable them. But they're not just static, they still allow for seamless integration with Power Apps or Power Automate workflows. For example, you could set up an automated process where every time a receipt is uploaded to a SharePoint folder, the pre-built model extracts the data and populates it into an expense tracker. With no setup beyond enabling this feature, you're already saving time and reducing the chance of human error. For businesses with highly specific needs, however, pre-built models may not be enough. That's where custom AI models come in, giving you the flexibility to design and train models suited precisely to your data. Building a custom model starts with a clear goal. What exactly do you want the AI to do? Maybe you need a document processing model to extract fields like invoice numbers, customer IDs, or line item totals. Or perhaps it's an image object detection model that identifies specific products in a warehouse setting from captured photos. These aren't tasks a generic pre-trained model can handle effectively, but they are exactly what custom models are made for. Take custom document processing as an example. The setup process begins with uploading samples of the document type your model will work with, like PDFs or scanned forms. For these models to be effective, you need at least 5 examples for each layout or format. After uploading the files, you'll tag the fields you want the model to recognize. For example, let's say you're processing invoices. You might highlight data points like the invoice ID, date, and total amount. Once you've tagged enough examples, the AI is trained to recognize and extract those same fields from future documents, even if the layouts vary slightly. And this process ensures that the model doesn't just look for predetermined patterns, it learns to adapt to different document structures, all while maintaining consistency in output. It's important to remember that the performance of a custom model depends heavily on the quality of the data you provide during training. If the sample documents you use are inconsistent, incomplete, or poorly formatted, the model's performance will suffer. Training isn't overly difficult, but it does take time and attention to detail. However, the investment pays off when your AI model becomes capable of seamlessly processing hundreds or even thousands of documents without intervention. Another standout capability of custom AI models is image object detection. With this type of model, you can train the AI to identify and label objects within pictures. Let's say you run an inventory management system. Using this model, you could snap photos of a storage area, and the AI would instantly detect and count items like boxes, tools, or specific equipment. The training process is almost identical to document processing. You upload sample images, select the model domain, and tag specific objects the model needs to identify. Accuracy improves as you provide more examples across varied environments. So, if you include images taken under different lighting or from multiple angles, the model becomes better equipped to detect those objects in real-life scenarios. The more advanced flexibility of custom models doesn't stop at images or documents, it also extends to text-based tasks through entity extraction models. These models are designed to find and extract specific types of information from text. For example, if you manage rental agreements, an entity extraction model could pull key information like tenant names, rental start dates, and monthly rates directly from the contract text. To set this up, you provide text examples, highlight the entities you want the system to recognize, and then train the model. Over time, as you input more examples, this system becomes increasingly reliable at pulling consistent data from new agreements or contracts, saving hours of manual review. Once a custom model is trained, integrating it into a workflow is straightforward. Power Automate offers preset actions to incorporate models seamlessly. For example, you can connect a trained document processing model to a Dataverse database. Instead of uploading invoices into your system manually, the workflow detects them, extracts the data fields, and updates your database instantly. Similarly, in Power Apps, you can integrate the model into an app where users can directly upload images or documents, and the AI runs its analysis in real time. And this connection between AI models and data sources like SharePoint, Excel Online, or Dataverse supercharges business automation, eliminating repetitive tasks while improving accuracy. What makes this integration so effective isn't just the automation itself, it's the ability to scale. Think about processing thousands of resumes for a recruiting platform. A trained entity extraction model could highlight specific qualifications, years of experience, and certifications effortlessly. Once this data is funneled into a system like Dataverse, recruiters have structured insights that eliminate hours of manual data input. This kind of scalability provides a glimpse into why AI models are often considered essential for repetitive, high-volume operations. Of course, the flexibility of custom AI models comes with one major challenge: the upfront time and effort required to train them thoroughly. It's a process that demands attention to detail, plenty of examples, and careful tagging to avoid misclassification. And while the AI becomes faster and more accurate the more you use it, it's that initial investment that many users hesitate to make. But consider this. Even though the setup might take a few days or weeks, the time savings in the long run often amount to months of work that you no longer have to complete manually. It's a trade-off that businesses increasingly find worthwhile. Here's the big takeaway. AI models might require more upfront effort compared to AI prompts, but the results are worth it when dealing with precision-based, repetitive tasks. Once trained, they operate with unmatched accuracy, automating processes that would otherwise drain time and resources. Pre-built models are ready-made for common business needs, while custom models let you tailor the AI specifically for your unique workflows. Whether you're sorting thousands of scanned invoices, identifying objects in images, or extracting key data from contracts, these tools are designed to reduce manual labor, improve efficiency, and deliver consistent results. This raises an important question. When should you lean on AI prompts, and when is an AI model the better choice? Both tools are valuable, but their use cases are distinct. In the next section, we'll compare the two head-to-head, helping you determine which tool to use for different scenarios. By knowing the strengths and limitations of each, you'll be able to make better decisions about integrating these features into your workflows. Let's break it down. When to choose AI prompts over models and vice versa. How can you avoid wasting valuable time and resources when deciding between AI prompts and AI models? The line between them might seem blurry at first, but making the wrong choice can lead to inefficiencies and unexpected costs. Whether you're crafting creative solutions or automating repetitive workflows, understanding when to use each tool is critical. Let's begin by looking at what differentiates these two approaches in practical terms. AI prompts and AI models both use AI technology, but they're designed for completely different purposes. AI prompts are flexible and creative, built to produce dynamic responses based on natural language inputs. Think of them as adaptable assistants, perfect for tasks like generating customer communication or writing summaries. AI models, on the other hand, are laser-focused on structure and accuracy. They excel at automating tasks that require consistency and precision, such as extracting data from documents or analyzing patterns in customer reviews. The decision-making process here boils down to matching the tool to the task. Choosing incorrectly can have consequences. For instance, AI prompts might seem appealing for their dynamic responses, but they can falter in situations that require absolute accuracy. Imagine relying on an AI prompt to process invoice data. You might end up with inconsistent outputs, forcing you to manually correct errors or repeat the process, costing more time and AI credits. On the flip side, an AI model's rigidity would fail in scenarios that demand creativity, like drafting a unique social media post or brainstorming ideas. Using the wrong tool in either case won't just slow you down, it could compromise the quality of your work entirely. Let's take a closer look at where each shines. AI prompts are tailored to tasks that deal with language-based creativity. For example, if you are setting up a chatbot, you could use a prompt to create conversational responses based on user input. Let's say a customer types, "What's the status of my refund?" The AI prompt might generate a response like, "I see you've requested a refund. Let me check the status for you." It should appear in your account within 5-7 business days. It's not pulling data from structured records, it's taking what the user says and turning it into a helpful reply that feels natural and engaging. Now compare that to an AI model applied to analyzing customer feedback. Say you've received thousands of product reviews and you need to identify recurring themes or sentiments. An AI model trained for sentiment analysis can quickly label each review as positive, negative, or neutral and further group comments under categories like ease of use or pricing concerns. Unlike a prompt, which might recreate or rephrase those reviews, the model organizes and extracts actionable insights directly from the text, saving hours of manual sorting and analysis. Both approaches come with costs, literally. In Microsoft's AI Builder, every action uses AI credits. For AI prompts, credits are consumed each time you run a prompt, with costs varying based on the complexity of the task. Crafting a simple email response, that's relatively inexpensive. Generating lengthy and highly detailed content might cost more. AI models, however, use credits differently. Training a custom model requires an upfront credit investment, particularly if you need to upload and prepare dozens of sample files for the AI to learn from. After that, credits are used each time the model processes new data. This means the more precise your workflow, the less likely you'll waste credits. Missteps like running poorly constructed prompts or repeatedly retraining improperly designed models can drain your resources quickly. Let's explore the real-world consequences of these costs with some examples. Imagine you're managing a customer service setup. If you rely on AI models to analyze every customer's inquiry, you could be overcomplicating the process. Many inquiries don't require rigid data analysis. They just need a quick, empathetic response. Using AI prompts here would save both time and credits, allowing you to focus the AI model's capabilities on something better suited, like processing returns or tracking complaint patterns. On the flip side, suppose you're running an e-commerce operation and need to automate data entry from sales receipts. AI prompts might be appealing because they're quick to set up, but their dynamic nature could lead to slightly inconsistent formatting. If your reports need to meet strict standards, an AI model trained for consistent data extraction would be a much better choice. You'd ensure every receipt is processed the same way, with fewer errors and less need for manual fixes. The decision also depends on how tightly you need to control the output. AI prompts allow you to guide the tone, style, and format of their responses, making them ideal for customer-facing tasks or creative endeavors. For example, setting a specific instruction like generate a 200-character marketing caption with a playful tone enables the prompt to produce results tailored to your needs. With AI models, the control shifts to precision and structure. You define the inputs and outputs during training to ensure that the automation behaves as predictably as possible. This makes AI models particularly well-suited for operation-heavy industries like finance or logistics, where every piece of data must be perfectly aligned. The hidden cost of misuse often lies in the trial and error process, especially with AI prompts. A poorly written prompt might not deliver the result you need, leading to repeated attempts and higher credit consumption. For instance, a vague prompt like write an email to follow up with a customer may result in generic content that doesn't quite hit the mark, forcing you to rewrite and run the prompt again with better instructions. Time spent fine-tuning can add up quickly if you aren't careful. For AI models, the inefficiency comes if you rush the training phase or provide insufficient data for the model to learn from. A model built on incomplete training data won't perform as expected, and retraining it to improve accuracy will cost even more. The key then is to match the tool to the task based on what you need to accomplish. Here's an easy way to frame it. If creativity or adaptability is the priority, such as generating ideas, crafting responses, or summarizing information, AI prompts are your go-to. But if the goal is precision-based task automation, especially for repetitive data processing or structured workflows, nothing beats an AI model. A chatbot response is classic AI prompt territory, whereas extracting customer insight from surveys is clearly in the domain of an AI model. Understanding this distinction isn't just about efficiency, it also maximizes the value you get out of Microsoft's AI Builder. AI Builder's tools aren't interchangeable, they complement each other. While AI prompts enhance flexibility and communication, AI models lock in accuracy and consistency. Learning which to deploy and when is the foundation for creating workflows that actually work. So let's say you've mastered that choice. The next big opportunity comes when you combine these tools within a single workflow. Imagine automating customer feedback. An AI model could be used upfront to analyze customer sentiment and categorize feedback, while an AI prompt could follow up by generating personalized responses based on that analysis. This kind of hybrid workflow not only saves time, but ensures that creativity and precision work hand in hand. Getting this balance right will transform how you approach automation and creativity within Power Apps. But to take it further, you need to understand how to integrate these tools seamlessly into your workflows. In the next section, we'll explore exactly that. How AI prompts and AI models can work together to streamline complex processes and deliver results that are both accurate and creative. Let's get into it. Best practices for dynamic AI prompts. A poorly crafted prompt can derail everything. 1 minute, you're looking to generate a professional customer response, and the next, you're staring at an output that's irrelevant, confusing, or flat out wrong. When working with AI prompts in Power Apps, the biggest challenge often comes down to the quality of your input. If it's unclear or too vague, the results will reflect that. This creates frustration and often wastes the precious AI credits you're allocating to the task. Understanding how to structure dynamic prompts effectively is the difference between a well-oiled workflow and one that repeatedly misses the mark. So what makes prompt design tricky in the first place? For starters, it's easy to overestimate how much the AI knows or can infer from a basic instruction. You might think that typing something like write a summary of this email provides enough context, but more often than not, the output will be generic. The AI model works within the parameters you give it. Anything beyond those parameters is left to guesswork. This is why poorly defined or ambiguous prompts often result in outputs that require additional effort to tweak, or worse, multiple retries, burning through your AI credits unnecessarily. Essentially, the less guidance you provide, the more unpredictable the result. The good news is that effective prompt creation follows a set of best practices anyone can apply. First, always aim for clarity. A well-designed prompt provides the AI with enough detail to focus on the task at hand. Let's consider an example. When summarizing a customer feedback email, a vague prompt might be, summarize this email. While this might technically work, it leaves too much open to interpretation for the AI, making it harder to consistently generate the desired result. Instead, you could refine the prompt to, Summarize this email in 2 sentences, clearly outlining the customer's main concern and their requested resolution. Notice the additional specificity. It eliminates ambiguity and gives the AI clear boundaries for what the output should look like. Next, consider the importance of dynamic prompts when dealing with varying contexts. Many workflows pull in data from external systems in real time, whether it's user-provided inputs or values stored in Microsoft Dataverse. For environments like these, static instructions won't cut it. Instead, you'll need dynamic templates that use variables to adapt based on the situation. For instance, say you're automating marketing responses. A static prompt might read, "Draft a message thanking the customer for their feedback." That's fine for general use, but a dynamic prompt could be much more impactful. Draft a message thanking customer name for their feedback on product name, offering a 10% discount for their next purchase. Here, the variables, customer name and product name, change with each interaction, creating personalized outputs while retaining efficiency. Of course, customization doesn't stop there. You also have tools like the temperature setting, which subtly shifts how the AI approaches your request. A lower temperature setting, such as 0.2, makes the AI stick to predictable, structured outputs. It's ideal for situations where accuracy is non-negotiable. Think of a repetitive task like summarizing meeting notes or drafting policy documents. On the other hand, a higher temperature, closer to 0.7 or 0.8, encourages more creativity and is useful when generating ideas or brainstorming. For example, if you set an instruction today, "Give me 5 taglines for an eco-friendly water bottle campaign," higher temperature settings will likely yield more diverse and imaginative outputs. That said, the trade-off is less predictability, meaning not every result will be usable without edits. Let's look at a simple before and after example to illustrate the importance of structure. Suppose you're using AI prompts to create a short summary of survey results. The poorly designed version might be, "Review this survey data and summarize it." On the surface, it seems clear enough, but it's likely to generate either a flat, uninspired answer or an incomplete summary. Now compare that to a refined prompt. Analyze the attached survey data and summarize the top 3 issues customers have highlighted, using bullet points for clarity. Ensure each bullet point is concise, under 20 words. Immediately, this revision ensures that the output not only captures what you need, but presents it in a format that's easy to work with downstream. Even a small improvement like specifying the format, tone, or word count can have an outsized impact on the results. Another best practice is to simulate real-world conditions when building prompts. Many workflows aren't static, they depend on situational data. Incorporating variables allows you to automate highly customized responses without manually rephrasing each time. For example, in a customer service scenario, you might have prompts pulling customer names, complaint categories, or product details directly from your database. Instead of manually typing, "Apologize to Jane Doe for the delayed shipment of her desk lamp," your workflow can generate this prompt dynamically. "Apologize to customer name for the delayed shipment of their product," ensuring a professional tone and offering a resolution. By automating these details, you maintain a high degree of relevance while still working efficiently. The ability to format outputs is yet another critical element for dynamic prompt success. Sometimes you might need the AI's output to be perfectly structured for integration with other tools. Say your task is to categorize social media comments about your brand and send the results to Power BI for visualization. Instead of asking the AI to just analyze these comments, a better prompt could be, "Analyze the sentiment of these social media comments and output the results as a JSON file with fields for username, sentiment, and topic." Providing structured instructions ensures that the result not only makes sense in context, but also fits seamlessly into any downstream automation you've set up. A key insight here is that prompts don't need to be overly complicated. They just need to be deliberate. Mastering the art of prompt creation often requires practice, but the more you engage with the process, the clearer it becomes. Start by asking yourself, what exactly do I want from the AI? What format should the output take? Are there any contextual details like tone, length, or specific fields of focus that need to be explicitly mentioned? Thinking through these questions before writing your prompt can help refine the result without unnecessary back and forth. However, even with well-crafted prompts, it's important to leave room for flexibility. Complex tasks or creative outputs often benefit from exploring multiple variations. You can encourage the AI to brainstorm by including instructions like, "Provide 3 different variations of a customer apology message with a friendly tone," or "Generate 5 unique social media captions that use a humorous tone." By explicitly requesting multiple rounds of output in one prompt, you maximize creativity while minimizing repeated credit consumption. Now, if you're incorporating variables, templates, or even multiple task requirements into your workflow, you may encounter situations where the outputs aren't perfect every time. This is where reviewing the outputs becomes important. whether through automated systems or manual oversight. Prompts, no matter how well designed, rely on human guidance to truly align with the business's goals. We'll delve into why this review process is so critical in the next section. Overall, mastering AI prompts ensures that your workflow stays both high quality and context aware, whether you're summarizing data, drafting creative responses, or manipulating outputs into formats like JSON. Thoughtful prompt design keeps you in control. With practice, you'll find that these small adjustments in crafting inputs can make a world of difference in the usability and relevance of the results. Now that we've covered the mechanics of writing dynamic, flexible prompts, it's time to talk about reviewing their outputs. No matter how well you write a prompt, there will always be instances where the AI gets it slightly wrong or misses the subtle nuances that only a human can spot. So next, let's explore why human review remains a vital step in working with generative AI and how it can save you from costly mistakes. Why human review is crucial for generative AI. AI is powerful, no doubt about it, but when it gets things wrong, that's when problems arise. Generative AI outputs can sometimes be surprisingly impressive, but at other times wildly off base. And the truth is, no matter how advanced the system, there are risks to relying on AI-generated content without proper review. Even the most sophisticated models can produce results that are inappropriate, inaccurate, or entirely irrelevant. That's where the human touch becomes not just helpful, but essential. Let's start with understanding why this risk exists. Generative AI models, like the ones powering AI prompts in Power Apps, don't know things in the way a human would. These models generate responses based on patterns they've learned from vast amounts of data, combining words in ways that often feel logical and human-like. But this very process of combining patterns can lead to what's known as hallucination. Hallucination in the context of AI doesn't mean something creative. It means the AI is confidently wrong. It might create an output that looks accurate on the surface but is factually incorrect or misleading. And because the model delivers it so fluently, errors can slip through if no one checks the result. Imagine you're using an AI prompt to draft automated email responses for a customer service workflow. On paper, it sounds ideal. You paste in the customer's query, the AI generates a response, and you send it out automatically. But here's where things can break down. If the AI misinterprets the tone or intent of the customer's email, the response could come across as dismissive, unhelpful, or even sarcastic. For a customer who's already frustrated, this could escalate the situation further, leaving them feeling ignored or mistreated. Without human review, you risk damaging the very relationship you're trying to improve. Let's take it a step further with an example. Say a customer writes in about a delayed order, asking for an explanation and a refund. The AI prompt you've set up produces a response like this. Your order was delayed beyond our control. Refunds are not possible, but we hope to serve you better next time. While technically it might satisfy the need for an explanation, there's an obvious issue. It completely ignores the empathy required in this situation. The response feels cold and impersonal, and that's almost guaranteed to make the customer more upset. If someone had reviewed the output, they'd likely rephrase it to, "We sincerely apologize for the delay and any inconvenience it caused. Let's process your refund right away and ensure this doesn't happen again." That level of careful wording turns a negative situation into an opportunity to rebuild trust. But achieving that requires a human eye on the final message. Even when the outputs seem accurate, other dangers lurk. One of the most critical risks comes from AI occasionally generating content that doesn't align with your company's values or messaging. For example, a prompt designed to generate a social media caption might inadvertently use phrasing that feels off-brand or tone-deaf. The AI doesn't understand context in the human sense. It processes words, not the emotions or cultural nuances behind them. If left unchecked, this kind of error can affect how your organization is perceived publicly. And depending on how bad the mistake is, the fallout can range from embarrassment to serious reputational harm. So how do we prevent these problems? The answer lies in an essential practice: incorporating human review. Human oversight is the checkpoint that catches errors, reinforces the values and standards of your business, and ensures an output aligns with the intended goal. By integrating review steps into your workflows, you mitigate the risks of generative AI going off track. Without this layer, even the most sophisticated AI can and will make mistakes. In Power Automate, integrating human review is relatively straightforward. After an AI prompt generates its output, you can add an approval step before the content moves on to its next destination. For example, if the AI drafts an email response, the approval step gives a team member the opportunity to review and refine it. Small adjustments like softening the tone or addressing details the AI might have missed can ensure that the final output feels personal and professional. This simple intervention is often the difference between delighting a customer and causing frustration. Best practices for integrating review steps include setting up clear workflows where the AI handles routine generation, but human input is mandatory for sensitive or customer-facing tasks. For instance, when using the tool for creative tasks like social media posts or marketing headlines, it's important to have a review layer where a content editor checks the message's tone, creativity, and alignment with branding guidelines before publishing. Even small changes like adjusting a phrase to sound more inclusive or tweaking a call to action to better align with a campaign add polish and prevent missteps. It's also crucial to think critically about what tasks can run without review and where human oversight is non-negotiable. For outputs involving structured, predictable formats, such as generating JSON data for use in a system, the need for review may be lower, as long as your prompts are well tested. But customer-facing material, such as emails, blogs, or captions, should always have additional checks in place. The more visible or impactful the output, the greater the importance of human oversight. Another reason human review is vital is how it can provide feedback to improve prompts or underlying workflows. If certain types of responses repeatedly come back with issues, that's a cue to revise the input instructions. For example, if an AI routinely generates customer service emails that lack sufficient detail, refining the prompt to include a detailed explanation of the issue and possible resolutions can improve the quality of future outputs. This continuous improvement process reduces the likelihood of frequent corrections while maintaining the same high standard of work. One scenario where review is particularly indispensable is in handling escalated customer complaints. Automated responses are great for helping with general inquiries, but for more sensitive issues, having a review step ensures that responders fully understand the situation and can follow up in the most thoughtful and respectful way. For example, a customer complaining about billing errors might receive an automated response, but a human reviewer could adjust it to include specific assurances, such as acknowledging the inconvenience and offering direct contact information to a manager who can assist further. These personalized touches, while small, have an outsized impact on customer satisfaction. Finally, human oversight also helps control costs. Every unnecessary misstep, whether from unclear instructions or poorly designed workflows, translates to wasted AI credits. If an unreviewed output causes confusion or needs major rework, you'll spend credits running the same operation again to fix it. But by catching issues early in the review process, you avoid this unnecessary back and forth. Over time, this reduces inefficiencies and aligns your workflow execution with your budget. As powerful as AI is, it's still just a tool. Its potential is unlocked when paired with thoughtful human oversight to guide and refine its outputs. Left unchecked, it operates in a vacuum, churning out content that might look right at first glance but could lack nuance, accuracy, or a human touch. By adding simple review steps into workflows, you not only elevate the quality of the outputs but also build trust in the system. Customers and team members alike benefit from workflows that prioritize both speed and accuracy. Now that we've discussed why human review is so crucial for working with generative AI, how can we take these insights a step further? One way is by considering the cost-saving aspect of properly managed workflows. AI credit consumption ties directly to how efficiently and accurately you structure your processes. In the next section, we'll explore tips for managing AI credit usage effectively and where you might be unintentionally overspending. Let's dive into that next. Managing AI credit usage effectively. Did you know every AI action performed in Power Apps using AI Builder costs credits? Whether you're generating creative responses with AI prompts or training precision-based AI models, credit usage is at the heart of how AI Builder operates. Think of credits as the currency for using AI's capabilities. Every action comes with a price tag. While this system provides flexibility, it also means inefficient credit use can quickly add up, leading to unexpected costs. That's why understanding how credits work and managing their usage effectively isn't just optional, it's essential if you want to make the most of AI Builder. First, let's break down what AI credits are. They're essentially a unit of measurement for all AI tasks you run within Power Apps, Power Automate, and AI Builder. Each tenant starts with a pool of credits allocated based on the number of Power Platform licenses purchased. For instance, a Power Apps Premium license might come with 500 credits per user per month, while a Power Automate Premium license provides significantly more, around 5,000 credits per user per month. These credits allow users to access the full range of AI Builder tools, from building custom AI models to running dynamic AI prompts. But here's the key. All actions in AI Builder, whether it's generating content, extracting data, or deploying a machine learning model, consume credits, and the rate of consumption varies depending on the activity. One way to understand this is by looking more closely at the cost of different tools. AI prompts, which leverage generative models like GPT 3.5 and GPT-4, Consume credits based on the complexity of your input and the language model you're using. For example, running a single prompt using GPT 3.5 consumes 1,000 tokens, which is typically equivalent to 1 credit. However, if you switch to GPT-4 for more advanced processing, that same 1,000 tokens could cost up to 20 credits. This stark difference means that users need to carefully consider whether the added precision of GPT-4 is worth the higher cost for their specific task. On the other hand, credit usage for AI models, particularly during their training phase, works a little differently. Training a custom model, such as one designed to extract data from invoices or recognize objects in photographs, doesn't cost credits upfront. That's right, training itself is free. However, applying the trained model is where costs kick in. Document processing tasks that use these models charge on a per-page basis, consuming tokens as they analyze each page. For something like invoice processing, you're looking at around 8,000 tokens or 32 credits per page. At this rate, large-scale data processing projects can quickly deplete your available credits unless workflows are optimized to reduce unnecessary usage. These varying credit requirements show why it's so important to choose the right tool for the right task. Take sentiment analysis, for example. If you're analyzing dozens of customer reviews, an AI model trained for sentiment categorization might consume significantly fewer credits than running those same reviews through prompts that recreate or summarize the text. Conversely, for creative tasks like drafting unique email responses, an AI prompt is likely to be the more cost-effective option, as AI models don't excel in generating dynamic, worded outputs. Misjudging this distinction, such as using prompts where models would suffice, can quickly lead to inflated costs that could have been avoided. So, how can you manage your credit usage effectively? The first and most important step is understanding your own workflows. Before running tasks, ask yourself, does this require creativity or precision? Creative processes like generating new social media captions thrive on AI prompts, which can easily adapt to dynamic inputs. Structured tasks, such as extracting product names from receipts, belong to AI models, which are purpose-built for reliability and consistency. By mapping out where each tool fits best in your ecosystem, you can avoid running unnecessary tasks or overcomplicating workflows, a common source of excessive credit consumption. Another crucial step is tracking your organization's ongoing credit usage. Thankfully, Microsoft provides tools to help. The Power Platform Admin Center, or PAC, allows administrators to monitor credit consumption in real time. By navigating to the Resources section and selecting Capacity, you can view how many credits remain for the month and which workflows are consuming the most. This transparency enables admins to identify inefficient processes and adjust them before credits run out. For instance, if a chatbot driven by AI prompts is eating into your credit pool faster than anticipated, you might refine the prompts to require fewer iterations or explore using lower credit alternatives for simpler replies. Additionally, understanding how tokenization works plays a significant role in managing credit usage. Every credit consumed in AI Builder corresponds to a certain number of tokens, essentially a way of measuring how much of the AI model's processing capacity your task uses. For GPT 3.5 and GPT-4, token counts are determined by the length and complexity of your inputs and outputs. Roughly speaking, one token represents around 4 characters of text, or around 75 words for every 100 tokens. Using OpenAI's tokenizer tool, for example, you can analyze a prompt in advance to gauge how many tokens it will consume before running it in Power Apps. This not only allows you to plan more efficiently, but also ensures you're not caught off guard by unexpectedly high credit usage. Here's a simple example to illustrate this. Let's say you're creating daily summaries of customer feedback for internal reporting. If your prompt is overly detailed, something like summarize all customer feedback from yesterday, organize by sentiment, include key themes, and provide a breakdown by region, you're likely to consume a high number of tokens for each report. By simplifying the same prompt to summarize yesterday's customer feedback with 3 key themes, you reduce the complexity of the output, saving both tokens and credits without sacrificing the value of the information. Another helpful tip is using the free trial period that AI Builder offers. Before fully integrating the tools into your business workflows, the trial allows you to experiment with models and prompts to see how different use cases affect credit consumption. For example, you can use the trial to compare the cost of running simple tasks like sentiment labeling versus automating document processing and gain insight into where most of your credits are likely to go. This hands-on exploration ensures you're fully informed about how each tool works before committing to larger-scale applications. Optimizing credit consumption also means keeping your model training process clean and efficient. For instance, when working with custom AI models, ensure you provide a rich variety of example data upfront to minimize the need for retraining later. Microsoft's feedback loop mechanism can help here, flagging cases where a model struggles with new or unfamiliar data so you can refine it strategically. By refining your custom models ahead of time, you reduce credit-hungry reprocessing and improve long-term efficiency. Finally, always balance performance needs with cost considerations. If GPT 3.5 fulfills a task effectively, there's little reason to default to GPT-4. But if the task demands the advanced reasoning capabilities of GPT-4, say for nuanced summaries or complex content generation, factor in the higher costs and ensure the output justifies the expense. Being intentional about your tool choices maximizes value, ensuring you're not spending more credits than necessary. Ultimately, managing AI credits is about making informed choices at every step, understanding how your inputs drive consumption, keeping an eye on usage trends, and aligning your tools to the needs of your workflows. By actively monitoring and refining how you use AI Builder, you can unlock all its advantages without exceeding your allocated budget. Now that we've covered credit management, let's move on to the exciting part. What happens when you use both AI prompts and AI models together? Combining creativity with precision in a single workflow can enhance efficiency like never before. Let's see how these tools complement each other when integrated thoughtfully. Combining AI prompts and models in workflows. What happens when creativity meets precision? That's the question at the heart of combining AI prompts and AI models within Power Apps and Power Automate workflows. These two tools are designed to handle very different tasks, but when used together in a single workflow, they unlock possibilities that neither could achieve alone. Think of it as blending flexibility with accuracy. AI prompts generate dynamic, context-aware content, while AI models take care of structured, detail-focused tasks. By understanding how to integrate them effectively, you can streamline even the most complex processes and get the best of both capabilities. Let's start with the concept of hybrid workflows. At its core, integrating AI prompts and models means assigning each tool to the part of the workflow where it performs best. For example, AI models are excellent at sorting through large amounts of data or identifying patterns, things like classifying customer sentiment in feedback forms or extracting product details from invoices. But they won't generate nuanced creative text. That's where AI prompts pick up the slack, handling tasks like drafting personalized email responses, writing summaries, or even creating reports based on the data the model has already processed. Together, these tools create automation pipelines that are both efficient and adaptable. Now, here's where things can get tricky. Setting up complementary automation processes isn't always straightforward. The complexity lies in ensuring the tools work together instead of clashing. For example, the output of one step, let's say data extracted by an AI model, must be formatted correctly to feed into an AI prompt for the next step. If the handoff isn't seamless, you risk creating bottlenecks in your workflow or producing inaccurate results. But don't worry, once you understand the mechanics, these integrations become much easier to manage. Let's break it down step by step, starting with a common use case: automating customer feedback management. In this workflow, the process begins with an AI model. Imagine your business receives dozens or even hundreds of customer reviews daily. The AI model's role here is to analyze these reviews and categorize them by sentiment: positive, negative, or neutral. At the same time, the model can identify keywords or themes in the feedback, such as frequent mentions of pricing or delivery issues. This structured analysis makes it easier to see what customers are really talking about. Without any manual sorting, you already have actionable insights. Once the analysis is complete, it's time to let the AI prompt take over. Based on the sentiment and themes identified by the model, the prompt generates personalized responses for each review. Let's say the model flags a negative review related to slow delivery. An AI prompt might step in with the instruction: draft a response apologizing for a delayed delivery, offering a solution, and ensuring a polite tone. The output could be something like, "We sincerely apologize for the delay in your order. We've expedited the remaining items and they should arrive within the next 2 days. Thank you for your patience and for bringing this to our attention." This combination of precise data analysis and human-like communication feels responsive and builds customer trust, all while saving your team from hours of manual work. Another powerful example of this hybrid approach can be found in document processing workflows. Imagine your organization regularly processes invoices, contracts, or order forms. An AI model trained for document processing can go through a scanned invoice and extract structured data like the vendor name, invoice total, and payment due date. While that alone is highly valuable, the real magic begins when you incorporate an AI prompt to take that data and create something actionable with it. For instance, the extracted data could be fed into an AI prompt that generates a professional summary email. "Dear vendor name, we have received your invoice for invoice total, which is due on payment due date. Please let us know if you require further confirmation." This automated approach turns raw data into useful communication without any manual input. Email management is another area where hybrid workflows shine. Let's say your business receives a high volume of incoming emails each day, everything from general inquiries to complaints and order returns. The first step in the process could involve an AI model classifying these emails based on their content. For example, the model could determine whether an email is about a return, a shipping issue, or technical support. Once categorized, these emails can feed into AI prompts, which generate tailored responses based on the classification. A general inquiry might trigger a simple thank you reply with more information, while a return request could trigger an email outlining next steps for the return process. But here's the kicker. For all of this automation to run smoothly, you still need careful oversight, particularly when it comes to AI prompts. While they're excellent at generating creative content, there's always a risk of inaccuracies or tone mismatches. This is why human review remains crucial in hybrid workflows, especially for customer-facing content. In many setups, you can add an approval step that ensures any AI-generated email, report, or summary meets quality standards before being sent out. This human-in-the-loop approach not only mitigates risks, but also enhances the overall reliability of your workflow. What makes these integrations so impactful is how they enhance efficiency and flexibility at the same time. By combining AI prompts and models, you're essentially dividing tasks between creativity and precision, allowing each tool to focus on what it does best. For instance, instead of wasting credits on using AI prompts to summarize data directly, a task that may require multiple attempts to get right, you delegate that job to an AI model built specifically to handle structured data. Similarly, rather than trying to make an AI model generate human-like text, which it isn't designed for, you use an AI prompt to create polished, engaging outputs. This balance also helps optimize costs. Each credit you spend is used more strategically, as tasks are broken up in ways that take advantage of each tool's strengths. Instead of overburdening a single feature, resulting in inefficiencies, you create a seamless flow where AI prompts and models work hand in hand to deliver results faster and with fewer errors. Hybrid workflows also open the door to scaling your operations effectively. Let's say you're managing a seasonal spike in demand with an influx of emails, invoices, and feedback to process. Manually scaling to meet that surge would require hiring additional staff, which takes time and resources. But with a system that combines AI prompts and models, scaling becomes much simpler. The model processes bulk data at high speed, while the prompt dynamically adjusts content generation as needed. This scalability ensures your workflows remain uninterrupted even during peak activity. However, setting up these integrations does require thorough planning. Consider, for instance, how data moves between the two tools. An AI model might output sentiment analysis results as structured fields like positive and product quality. But if the AI prompt isn't configured to parse that structure correctly, the workflow can break. Ensuring smooth data formatting and compatibility between AI prompts and models is crucial, and this is where using tools like Power Automate comes in handy. The platform makes it easier to map outputs from one tool into inputs for the next, reducing the likelihood of errors and manual intervention. One last area to highlight is the potential for continuous improvement in these hybrid systems. Over time, you can refine both your models and your prompts based on real-world performance. If you notice that a specific type of review consistently generates awkward or unfriendly responses, you can rewrite the associated prompt or tweak the AI model's parameters to better flag sentiment subcategories. Similarly, if the AI model struggles to classify certain documents or feedback types, further training and data enrichment can bring it closer to perfection. The big takeaway here, hybrid workflows maximize the potential of AI Builder by uniting creativity and precision in a way that neither AI prompts nor models can achieve alone. Whether you're managing customer relationships, processing documents, or automating large-scale operations, this combination creates workflows that are more efficient, flexible, and scalable than ever before. Looking ahead, these integrations don't just solve immediate problems, they position your organization to adapt to future challenges. In the next section, we'll talk about how staying updated with new AI Builder features and advancements can help future-proof your workflows and keep you ahead in the constantly evolving world of AI-powered automation. Let's explore what's next. Future-proof your AI strategy in Power Apps. The world of AI is progressing at a staggering pace, and keeping up is essential if you want to stay competitive. Tools like Microsoft's AI Builder aren't just evolving, they're positioning AI as an integral part of business workflows for everyone, whether you're a seasoned developer or a business user with no technical background. The Power Platform ecosystem, including AI Builder, continues to focus on accessibility, enabling users to integrate AI into their processes without needing to understand the intricate details of coding or data science. But as easy as Microsoft makes it to adopt these tools, getting left behind on updates or ignoring best practices can result in missed opportunities and even inefficiencies. A major component of AI Builder's strategy is the growing emphasis on pre-trained models that minimize the need for deep technical knowledge. These models focus on solving common business challenges right out of the box. Features like document processing and object detection continue to receive enhancements, making it easier for businesses to handle a wide variety of document types and extract information seamlessly. In practice, this means you can train models once and rely on them to get smarter over time, improving accuracy with feedback cycles designed to keep the tools relevant as your data evolves. By leveraging these built-in improvements, businesses can focus on applying AI to real-world problems without getting bogged down by technical complexities. Generative AI capabilities are another area Microsoft is focusing on, thanks to their integration with GPT technology. The addition of generative models allows users to streamline processes that require content creation, like drafting customer responses, summarizing documents, or generating marketing copy. What makes this even more exciting is the experimentation space Microsoft is developing within Power Automate, where users can directly test prompts during the design phase. By doing this, Microsoft is helping users refine their prompts and see the impact of those adjustments in real time. Features like these make it easier to optimize performance while reducing trial and error workflows, which ultimately saves on AI credits. Looking ahead, there's a clear push for more granular control over AI models. Many users have requested extra flexibility, and Microsoft is responding by exploring options to let users customize parameters like temperature, response size, and output creativity. Currently, simplicity is key to the design, as this allows users to configure models quickly. But as the needs of businesses and developers grow more complex, the introduction of advanced controls could empower those who need highly tailored outputs. Imagine having the power to fine-tune creativity levels in responses or control how deterministic or variable the outputs are. This kind of functionality would make AI Builder even more adaptable for diverse use cases, from highly creative tasks to those requiring strict consistency. Another area where Microsoft is breaking ground is integrating feedback loops into model workflows. This feature is particularly promising for document processing, where models often encounter irregularities in data. For example, if your AI model consistently struggles with extracting payment terms from certain types of invoices, the feedback loop will flag these weak points. You'll then have the option to retrain the model with additional data focused on that specific area. Over time, this iterative process ensures that the model adapts to new formats while improving its accuracy. As your data evolves, the model evolves with it, a crucial element for businesses that rely on diverse or frequently shifting data sets. Custom AI model development is also becoming more versatile. As it stands, users already have the ability to train models to extract specific information from documents or detect objects in images. But Microsoft is advancing these capabilities further, enabling scenarios where models can handle multiple document formats or layouts while extracting the same type of information. For example, let's say your business receives invoices from 10 different vendors, all formatted differently. A single custom model, enhanced by these new features, could process each of those invoices seamlessly, pulling out consistent data points like invoice numbers, amounts, and due dates regardless of layout. This added versatility reduces the overhead of creating and maintaining multiple separate models, making automation setup faster and more practical. For organizations requiring even deeper customization, Microsoft has introduced the Bring Your Own Model feature. This allows you to integrate custom-built AI models developed by data scientists outside of the Power Platform. By simply providing an endpoint for these models, AI Builder can send input data, retrieve results, and directly incorporate them into workflows. It's a significant step for businesses that have invested in specialized AI tools but still want to leverage the simplicity and scalability of Power Automate or Power Apps for deployment. With this feature, you gain the best of both worlds: professional-grade AI performance and user-friendly automation capabilities. Automation itself is also becoming more seamless within the Power Platform. Microsoft has expanded integrations between AI models and Power Automate, providing pre-built templates and connectors that simplify workflow creation. This means you can trigger AI-driven actions using various data sources like SharePoint or an Excel file in OneDrive without needing extensive setup. For instance, you could automate an entire expense reporting process where invoices are uploaded to a SharePoint folder, processed by an AI model to extract payment details, and summarized into an Excel spreadsheet, all without manual intervention. These improved integrations aim to cut down the time it takes to embed AI into processes, making it accessible even to users with minimal technical expertise. One of the most forward-thinking elements of AI Builder's evolution is its emphasis on maintaining the balance between AI automation and human oversight. Generative AI tools, while powerful, are not flawless. Recognizing this, Microsoft has integrated human approval steps directly into workflows. Outputs, whether they're generated emails, summaries, or reports, can be flagged for review before being finalized. This ensures that AI-generated results align with quality standards and that businesses retain control over high-stakes processes or customer-facing communication. It's a smart approach that reinforces trust in AI while enabling innovation. So where do we go from here? As the technology continues to advance, users will need to stay informed about updates and emerging features to keep their workflows competitive. For instance, new enhancements to GPT capabilities are likely to bring improved text generation speed, better accuracy, and even more nuanced control over tone and format. Staying aware of these developments means you can make smart decisions about when to use newer tools versus refining existing workflows. A particularly exciting trend gaining traction is how AI Builder is simplifying experimentation. Microsoft's free trials and detailed documentation aren't just tools to help users get started, they're an invitation to explore the platform fully. Whether you're new to AI or an experienced developer, continual experimentation is key to getting the most out of these tools. By testing new features or experimenting with different workflows, you can identify untapped opportunities for streamlining processes or enhancing outputs. Every workflow improved today lays the foundation for meeting tomorrow's challenges with greater confidence. Ultimately, future-proofing your AI strategy in Power Apps comes down to one principle: adaptability. AI isn't static, it evolves, and so should your approach. As Microsoft continues to roll out advancements like more flexible model parameters, better feedback loops, and expanded integration options, businesses that stay current will be better positioned to leverage these improvements. The organizations that thrive in this environment won't be the ones that use AI the most. It will be the ones that use it strategically, adapting as the tools grow smarter and more versatile. Now is the time to explore AI Builder, test its features, and experiment with how it can transform your business. Start small, refine your workflows, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. The advancements you adopt today will ensure your processes remain relevant, efficient, and effective for years to come. Choosing the right AI tool isn't just a technical decision. It's the key to unlocking true efficiency and innovation in your workflows. Whether it's the adaptability of AI prompts or the accuracy of AI models, each tool offers unique strengths that, when understood, can transform how your business operates. As Ashish Bhatia explained, AI Builder's goal is to make artificial intelligence accessible to everyone, simplifying complex tasks so you can focus on making informed, impactful decisions. Start exploring AI Builder today. Test its features, refine your processes, and take control of your automation journey. The tools are ready, and so are you.
That's the wrap on this second episode of the Big 5 show, your source of smarter like Microsoft 365. We hope you picked up something new that you're displaying. Cool, take back to your digital workspace. If you enjoyed today's show, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with your colleagues, your team, or anyone navigating the Microsoft ecosystem. Got questions or a topic you'd love us to cover? Reach out to us anytime. We're here to connect, collaborate, and grow with you until next time. Stay secure, stay productive, and stay inspired. Thanks for listening to the